Soul Land 2 Episode 89. The Holy Spirit cult's leader was enraged. During the team battle between Tang Sect and Holy Spirit Sect, Hua Yuhao repeatedly revealed his trump cards, resulting in the deaths of all Holy Spirit Sect team members except for Tangya. The story picks up immediately after Tangya's awakening. However, she was severely injured. At this point, Tang Sect had 6 members remaining, and Holy Spirit Sect had 4. Therefore, Hua Yuhao requested a team battle with Holy Spirit Sect to determine the victor. With the referee's announcement, the match began. The battle between Tang Sect and Holy Spirit Sect officially commenced. Almost simultaneously, the 6 Tang Sect members activated their martial souls, and Hikaitu immediately opened the muzzle of his level 7 binding light cannon. On the other side, the 4 evil soul masters also released their martial souls. Lu Gingging's body suddenly swelled up like a balloon into a giant 5-meter meatball. His eyes were blood red, and his body emitted a green mist. He landed on the competition stage with a metallic clang. What kind of monster is that? The entire audience was stunned. Even more terrifying, the fat man's skin was covered in patches. Green smoke rose wherever his saliva dripped onto the ground. Seeing their opponent's terrifying appearance, the Tang Sect members were filled with questions. Hua Yuhao explained, a Zhongwu. It's a terrifying undead creature. He explained that Zhongwu could enhance their abilities and heal their injuries by consuming corpses. Their abilities were incredibly powerful. The reason Hua Yuhao knew this was because Electrolux had told him. In the undead world, Zhongwu were high-ranking beings. After Lu Gingging released his Zhongwu martial soul, Tang Dai beside him also underwent a transformation. As he stepped forward, he quickly transformed into a golden skeleton even taller than Lu Gingging. The bizarre scenes appearing one after another on the competition stage not only caused the audience below to exclaim in shock, but the nobles and officials on the stage also revealed expressions of disgust. The Star Luo Emperor also frowned, feeling it was an ill omen. He decided that allowing the Holy Spirit Sect to participate in the competition was a mistake. He made a decision. If the Holy Spirit Sect won this match, then in the following finals, he would have them forfeit, giving the championship to Shrek. He didn't want to bear such immense pressure within his own country. Seeing Tang Dai's transformation, Hua Yuhao reminded them, the Skeleton King has extremely strong physical and energy defense, and excels at physical attacks. Its weakness is its inability to attack from a distance. At this moment, Hua Yuhao also felt somewhat puzzled. It seemed that these evil soul masters were all related to undead creatures. Then, Yan Feng also underwent a transformation. Ice blue dragon scales covered his entire body. 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 3 black, 7 soul rings suddenly rose. Xia Yanfeng was unexpectedly also a 7-ringed evil soul master. Along with Beibei, they had eliminated 2 6-ringed evil soul masters and Tangya, who had lost control. The Holy Spirit Sect's original strength was 2 7-ringed and 5 6-ringed soul masters. Their strength was truly terrifying. As for Guyu, his martial soul was a bone staff. He stayed at the rear of the Holy Spirit Sect, ready to provide support at any time. The Zhongwu and Skeleton King charged forward simultaneously, with Yan Feng following close behind. Su Sancher suddenly shouted, "Let's begin." The 5 Tang Sect members surrounded him, preparing to launch their attack. In a flash of black light, Gu took his place. Su Sancher appeared behind their opponents. It was the effect of his Xianming replacement. Guyu immediately received a warm welcome, prepared by the Tang Sect members. The blood sword Gu quickly unleashed his 6th soul skill, Void. This soul skill made his body become like air, causing everyone's attacks to miss. Hua Yuhao, who utterly despised evil soul masters, finally made his move. A purplish golden light shot out from his forehead. Guyu screamed in agony, blood flowing from his 7 orifices. This spiritual attack instantly forced him back from his void state. In the blink of an eye, Guyu was instantly eliminated. As for the other 3 members of the Holy Spirit Sect, the reason they didn't come to the rescue was that they were temporarily trapped by Su Sanchi's Xuanwu domain. In order to hold back the three, Su Sancher was already bleeding from his nose and mouth. Seeing Guyu's defeat, the three evil soul masters immediately turned around and decided to eliminate Su Sancher first. However, Su Sancher smirked and activated Xianming replacement once again. The three evil soul masters saw countless small hammer shadows enveloping them. Their souls trembled violently. Frightened, they stopped their attack and hurriedly defended themselves. It was Huo Yuhao and Wang Donger's martial soul fusion skill, the truth within the void, spiritual storm. Su Sancher had used Xianming replacement to switch places with Haodong. This battle tactic was truly breathtaking. Su Sancher swapping places with Haodong was truly amazing. Du Busi couldn't help but exclaim in admiration, "Shrek is Shrek after all." At this moment, the battle continued. Taking advantage of the three evil soul masters' defensive posture, Jiang Nanan used her first soul skill, sending Merit, to fling Xiao Xiao into the air. Xiao Xiao quickly reached a position above the three opponents. Her first and second soul skills, Divine Artifact of the Nation, Apex Vibration, were unleashed. Simultaneously, the three trifling shock cauldrons slammed into the Skeleton King. Under Huo Yuhao's detection and guidance, the 5-meter-tall Skeleton King was instantly sent flying. 7 or 8 of its bones were broken. Even so, Xiao Xiao didn't intend to stop. The large cauldron split into 3, forming a triangular formation, firmly trapping the Skeleton King within. This was Xiao Zhao's 5th soul skill, 3 lives soul suppression, a powerful soul skill capable of suppressing souls. As the Skeleton King was suppressed, the 7-ringed Yan Feng recovered from the spiritual storm. The 2-on-6 situation was becoming increasingly unfavorable for the Holy Spirit Sect. Just as Yan Feng launched his attack, almost simultaneously, a turquoise beam of light shot out from Huo Yuhao's chest, intercepting the attack mid-flight. Wang Donger then immediately launched Butterfly Goddess Slash, blocking Yan Feng. Meanwhile, Lu Gingging finally regained consciousness. Unfortunately, just as he came to, he was hit by a dark red beam of light. A small, charred hole appeared on his body. It was the wound caused by Hikaitu's level 7 piercing cannon. Lu Gingging looked at Hikaitu in pain. The 5-meter ball of flesh soared into the air, slamming down towards Hikaitu. Seeing the giant shadow descending, a cold smile appeared on Huo Yuhao's lips. He raised his right hand, and Shui Nu quickly transformed into her Snow Empress form. Huo Yuhao's self-created soul skill, Goddess of Light, also appeared. The two figures merged directly into his body. What greeted Lu Gingging's falling body was Huo Yuhao's right hand. An ice-white palm struck Lu Gingging's large backside. Huo Yuhao's wheelchair slid backward, and Lu Gingging's body crashed heavily onto the ground. On the other side, the 7-ringed Yan Feng unleashed his full power. His powerful soul skills put immense pressure on Jiang Nanan, Hikaitu, Wang Donger, and Su Sancher. Finally, he unleashed his strongest soul skill, Martial Soul Avatar. A 15-meter-long ancient dragon appeared on the competition stage. Deep blue flames of rage flickered within the ancient dragon's eye sockets. Suddenly, the ancient dragon, which Yan Feng had transformed into, charged forward. Su Sancher was sent flying, his body shattering and blood spurting from his mouth. The ancient dragon then charged towards Hikaitu. Hikaitu quickly released his invincible barrier, sending himself flying. Although the invincible barrier shattered, it blocked the attack. Compared to Su Sancher, he was still fortunate. Just then, Lu Gingging roared furiously, "You're all dead." He lunged towards Huo Yuhao. The ancient dragon didn't stop its attack either. It breathed out a frosty breath, freezing Hikaitu, who was protected by the mixed light barrier, into a block of ice. Xiao Xiao, while keeping an eye on her teammates' movements, still gritted her teeth and controlled the Skeleton King. If the Skeleton King were released, they would truly have no chance left. At this moment, the situation had reversed. Tang Sect was in mortal danger. Jiang Nanan had been trapped earlier by the bone prison cage, unable to move. Su Sancher was critically injured by the ancient dragon and lay motionless on the ground. Hikaitu had also been frozen into an ice sculpture. The only ones still capable of fighting were Hua Yuhao and Wang Donger. Seeing the situation, everyone believed that Tang Sect was doomed. However, they saw Hua Yuhao still moving. Propelled by the soul guidance thrusters, Hua Yuhao flew towards Wang Donger. Seeing this, the Yanfeng ancient dragon charged towards them. He also didn't forget to spew a mouthful of frost in Xiaojiao's direction. Facing this dangerous situation, Hua Yuhao erupted. A golden light radiated from his body, and a majestic figure appeared behind him. With a clap in the void, an aura of dominance accompanied the golden light that shot out, precisely intercepting the ancient dragon's frosty breath. Immediately afterward, the vertical eye on Hua Yuhao's forehead opened, and the majestic phantom behind him also transformed into a silver vertical eye. His silver and main body martial soul had undergone a second awakening. Almost all soul masters who understood main body martial souls cried out in surprise. This was clearly one of Hua Yuhao's trump cards, the first he had revealed since the start of the competition. The Yanfeng ancient dragon was greatly shocked, thinking, isn't this ability only possessed by people from the body sect? Wang Donger hugged Hua Yuhao from behind. Hua Yuhao's crippled left hand lifted, making a grasping motion in the void. A rumbling explosion was heard, along with Lu Guangying's hysterical screams. Yanfeng looked closely and discovered that 1/3 of Lu Guangying's body had exploded. This was the effect of the great ice explosion of the first palm from the Snow Empress's ice explosion technique. This attack severely injured Lu Guangying. Striking while the iron was hot, Hua Yuhao and Wang Donger decisively charged towards Lu Guangying. Lu Guangying also screamed and charged towards them. Seeing this, the ancient dragon transformed from Yanfeng, unleashed an ice-blue torrent, fiercely blasting it in the direction of the three. After the torrent passed, an ice sculpture appeared on the competition stage. The ice sculpture then shattered into countless ice particles, ending the battle. A look of pride flashed in the ancient dragon's eyes, but it quickly turned into shock. The distorted light surrounding them dissipated, and Wang Donger was seen holding Hua Yuhao in midair. However, Lu Guangying's figure had vanished without a trace. Hua Yuhao smiled. It was time to clean house. Your power is strong. Yanfeng's heart trembled. He didn't understand how Hua Yuhao had done it. Hua Yuhao moved again. A flash from his forehead and a golden light landed on Yanfeng. It was the gaze of fate. It could briefly cause the enemy to be possessed by a vengeful spirit, abandoned by fate. Kill him! Kill him! A voice repeatedly echoed in Yanfeng's mind. While he was stunned, on the competition stage, a bright, dual-colored light suddenly shone. In front of and behind Hua Yuhao, there were golden goddesses of light. The two figures merged into Hua Yuhao's body. Dazzling and radiant light rose from his body. A purplish-golden halo appeared beneath him. Within this halo were several different patterns: the Golden Glory, Goddess of Light, Dai Shui Di, Tianming Ice Worm, Ice Jade Empress Scorpion, and the Ice Bear. These light patterns formed a complex and mysterious halo. Set against the backdrop of the halo, a slender man appeared. He wore purplish-golden armor, and a pair of dragon wings extended from his back. This person's appearance resembled neither Hua Yuhao nor Wang Donger. His handsome face, with dark hair flowing loose and purplish-golden eyes, seemed to see through the world. At this moment, everyone at the scene stood up. No one knew what it was because a martial soul fusion skill couldn't possibly cause such a drastic transformation. While everyone was shocked, the purplish-golden figure shot out like lightning. He flashed past the Skeleton King. A boom was heard. The Skeleton King screamed, its massive body collapsing into countless fragments. The purplish-golden figure, like a god descending, killed the Skeleton King with a single palm strike. Yanfeng was horrified. He knew he didn't have many chances left. The Xuanji ancient dragon charged recklessly towards the figure. Looking at the purplish-golden figure, 5 soul rings rose beneath its feet. The first soul ring was blood red. The second to 5th soul rings were all gold. The figure raised its left hand and pressed forward. The enormous ancient dragon was unable to advance any further. A flash of pure white and turquoise light was seen. Two beautiful and charming figures merged in midair. Blades shot up towards the sky. The unbreakable Dolua, acting as referee, was dumbfounded. If this attack landed on him, he wasn't sure he could withstand it. This was practically equivalent to a full-powered attack from a peak soul Dolua, and he didn't possess the combat strength of a titled Dolua. Yan Feng asked, "Could you tell me the name of the soul skill?" Hua Yuhao's icy voice responded, "It's called Ice and Snow Empress Pride." After Yan Feng said, "Thank you," the ancient dragon instantly collapsed, shattering into countless pieces that fell to the ground. Finally, it all turned into dust. All members of the Holy Spirit Sect team, except for Tangya, were dead. The mysterious person on the main stage abruptly stood up, a terrifying aura erupting from them. Suddenly, 7 or 8 figures shielded Su Tianran. A woman in black robes shouted, "Cult Master." Only after these words did the national teacher restrain their aura, saying in an icy tone, "How dare Tang Sect kill my disciples?" The national teacher declared their intent to capture the Tang Sect members and extract their bones and refine their souls one by one. Back on the competition stage, Hua Yuhao and Wang Donger reappeared. "Donger, we won," Hua Yuhao said forcefully. Wang Donger nodded with a complex expression. Looking at her man, her eyes were filled with pride. Like, subscribe, and follow for more. Don't get lost. Next episode, 3-in-1 Martial Soul Fusion Skill, Purplish Golden Butterfly Dragon Transformation. Tang Sect advances to the finals.